Have you ever thought, what if today was the last day of your life? Would you be able to close your eyes peacefully, or would fear consume you? Let me ask you something. If you knew the exact moment of your death was right now, would you live this day any differently? We all know death will come someday, but here's the mystery. The more we try to escape it, the more it follows us like a shadow. The question is, are we truly prepared to face it? This is Thomson, an ordinary man, just like us. But inside, he's fighting a silent battle every day against the fear of death. In this story, we'll follow Thomson's journey, how he turned the darkness of death's fear into the light of life, and maybe along the way you'll find answers to your own hidden fears. One day I won't be here anymore. Everything will end. Have you ever had that moment? You're about to fall asleep, and suddenly the thought strikes. What if I never wake up? That emptiness, that unknown darkness, that is the fear of death. Why do we fear death? Why does death mean terror while life feels like a temporary escape? Every day I'm working, chasing money, building dreams, but if it all ends one day, what does it truly mean? Do my co-workers ever think about this? Or am I the only one drowning in this nightmare? Have you ever wondered, if everything you've built with so much effort will one day turn to dust, what's the real meaning of it? Have you ever shivered in the dark of night just at the thought that one day you won't exist? If in the end there's only death, then what am I running after? This question isn't only Thomson's, it could be yours too. The shadow of death lives inside all of us, and that fear is what makes life feel small. For Thomson, this is the turning point, because here he will discover a way of thinking that transforms the fear of death into the power of life. The faster you can lose life, the faster you must learn how to truly live it. Stoicism, a way of life taught by ancient Greek philosophers. About 2,000 years ago, under a painted porch in Athens, this movement began. Its strongest voices came from the great men of the Roman Empire, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Their core teachings were simple. Live in harmony with nature. Don't worry about what you can't control. And death, it is part of nature itself. Why should you fear it? Death is not something to fear. What you should fear is never beginning to truly live. So all this time, what have I been doing? By living in fear of death, was I missing real life itself? What do you think? Is it better to live in daily anxiety fearing death, or to accept it and make every day meaningful? Have you ever asked yourself what is actually in your control? And how many things only increase your anxiety without being in your hands? Death is not in our control. Worrying about it is foolish. What you can control is your thoughts and your actions. So the fear I've been holding on to all this time, it was never really in my hands. I was just afraid of a shadow. The one who learns how to die, that's the one who learns how to live. Because thinking about death teaches us to value each day. Do I really enjoy these moments? Or am I just drowning in worries about the future? Are you making the same mistake? So busy with the fear of the future, the anxiety of death, the pressure to succeed, that you're losing the very moment you're living in? If today was your last day, would you truly be happy with how you spent it? Death itself isn't the enemy. The real problem is we don't know how to live. If we can live each day fully, death loses its power to frighten us. But Thomson's journey doesn't end here. He's beginning to realize that facing death means learning life in a new way. And that learning begins with an ancient practice, memento mori, remembering death. Think about this. And if this morning you were told, today is your last day, would you live it differently? Would you call someone you love but haven't spoken to in years? Would you drop your work and spend time with the people who matter most? Or would you simply sit quietly watching the sky and enjoy your last sunset? You are mortal. Death has not forgotten you. So don't waste time. Why did the ancient philosophers speak so strongly about death? What do you think? Is remembering death only about fear? Or is it actually the greatest force that gives life meaning? If remembering death teaches you how to live each day, then isn't it more of a blessing than a curse? Memento mori, a Latin phrase meaning, remember you will die. The Romans reminded themselves of this daily. Even victorious generals at the height of glory would have slaves whisper in their ear, memento mori, remember, you are only human. Their purpose was clear, to break arrogance and to remind them of mortality, to teach them to live each day as if tomorrow may never come. What if tomorrow morning I don't wake up? The thought doesn't only bring fear, it asks a question. Have you truly lived today? Wake up each morning and say, today I may die. Then you'll realize every moment is a gift. So remembering death isn't making me weaker. It's reminding me, time is too precious to waste. Have you ever thought this way? If tomorrow never comes, who would you want to see most today? What words would you finally say that you've been holding back? What action would you take that you've been postponing forever? We fear death, but the real truth is we waste time. Death takes away our future, but we ourselves throw away the present. Isn't that exactly what I've been doing? Losing today because of fear of tomorrow. To the Stoics, remembering death wasn't meant to make people sad. It was a mirror to help you see your life for what it truly is. When you understand life is temporary, every relationship feels more valuable. At every smile, every moment, every friendship gains meaning. But and then you realize, death is not to be feared, but respected. Maybe tomorrow I won't be here, but today I am alive, and today I'll do what I can. Are you ready to remember death every day? Not for fear, but to live each moment to its fullest. Think about it. If you lived each day as if it were your last, how much would change? Would you still waste time in pointless arguments? Would you still worry over small things? Or would you receive each moment as a gift with gratitude? Thomson's life has begun to change, but accepting death doesn't mean everything is over. Now he must learn another powerful truth. What in life is truly in our control and what is not? Have you ever thought, so how many of your problems are actually outside your control? Yet every day you waste your peace worrying about them. Think about it. Tomorrow's weather, other people's opinions, someone's behavior, and even death itself. How much control do you really have over these things? Everything can be divided into two. One, what's within our control? What's not within our control? What is within our control? Our thoughts, our attitudes, our actions. What is not within our control? Other people's behavior, fortune, natural events, death. How many times have you gotten angry over something completely outside your hands? Traffic jams, your boss's harsh words, a friend's neglect. Were these things ever really in your control? If not, then why suffer so much because of them? So all this time I was relying only on externals. If someone praised me, I was happy. If someone criticized me, I was broken. But none of this was ever in my control. My real power lies in my response. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And it's true. When I'm stuck in traffic, the real problem is just being late. But I add anger, frustration, irritation, all from within myself. In other words, I increase my own suffering. Don't you do the same? Let one small comment ruin your entire day? Worry today about a future problem that hasn't even happened yet? Think about it. If you only focused on what you can control and let go of the rest, how much lighter would your life feel? From today, I'll learn to separate what's mine to control and what's not. Why did I feel fear or anger today? Was it really something within my control? Being pushed isn't in my control, but how I respond, that is entirely mine. Epictetus said, "If you try to control what is beyond your power, you will suffer endlessly." Death is not in my control. Other people's thoughts are not in my control. But the way I live my life, that is fully in my hands. I want you to try a small exercise tonight. Make a list of your biggest worries in life. Then divide them. What's in your control and what's not. When you realize most of them are beyond your control, you'll see just how much unnecessary weight you've been carrying. Death is not in my hands, but how I live before death, that is. Thomson now knows. Death must not be feared but remembered, and the focus must stay only on what is truly within his control. But life isn't just philosophy. Now he must learn how to apply these lessons in the challenges of everyday reality. Life is never easy. Every day brings new challenges, new worries. But do we realize, do hardship and adversity really frighten us, or do they actually teach us how to live? Think about it. If every problem gave you new strength, would you still be afraid? This is life's test. Adversity, pain, and worry, they don't exist to scare us. They exist to show us how resilient and aware we can be. Stoicism teaches us, adversity is outside our control, but how we respond, that's entirely in our hands. As Epictetus once said, if trouble comes into your life, don't call it misfortune, call it challenge, and answer it with your strength. I don't control my laptop breaking down. What I do control is how I face the situation. Marcus Aurelius said, adversity is the true teacher. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Something beyond your control, but it filled you with fear or despair? Imagine if in that very moment you stayed calm, patient, and used your strength. How much would change? When you stop running from adversity and face it with courage, life takes on a greater meaning. Every hardship becomes not just a test, but a lesson. Life hides within these small daily tests. If you recognize that, you can transform every moment into power. Seneca said, every hardship is a test. If you see it not as fear, but as a chance to learn, you will find true freedom. Tonight, pick one difficulty from your life. In that moment, will you choose fear and despair or calm and strength? If you practice this even once each day, you'll see fear begins to fade, and adversity itself becomes your friend, not fear. Adversity is my teacher. Thomson now understands. Remembering death and the dichotomy of control gave him strength. But life's real test is still ongoing, learning the true meaning of living each day. Life isn't built from grand events. Life is built from small moments, and it's daily practice that teaches us how to turn fear into strength. Think about it. If each day you paid attention not just to busyness, but to every breath, every word, every moment, how different would life feel? Stoicism teaches us life is found in the small moments, like walking in silence, laughing with someone you love, or a simple conversation with a friend. What can I control today? And what lies beyond my hands? Have you ever noticed your own breath in the morning? Or told someone you love how much they mean in just a few simple words? These small acts, these small moments, they are life's true treasures. If we remain aware in every passing moment, we find the full meaning of life itself. That is the power of Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The greatest happiness is found when you live fully in each moment, not in external events." So what will you do today? Breathe each breath with awareness, give deeper meaning to small acts, focus only on what is truly in your control. Small practices create a big life. Daily awareness, self-control, and gratitude. These are what make life stronger against the fear of death. Now Thomson knows, fear and hardship can never consume an entire life. Daily mindful practice is his strength. Daily practice means small actions. Being aware of your breath, saying thank you to a loved one, paying attention to simple joys, the very moments we usually ignore, those are what truly build life. And these practices give meaning in the face of death's fear. Thomson's life has changed, and yours can change too, just by living each small moment with awareness. As Thomson's journey continues, he enters a new chapter. Now he must learn how to apply the lessons of awareness and control in society and in his relationships. We read books, we meditate, we practice for our personal growth, But is all this wisdom only for ourselves, or can this knowledge also transform our relationships and our place in society? Think about it. What if every relationship, every conversation, every action was guided by the Stoic view of control? Wouldn't we live with greater peace and balance? And I can only control my own response. I cannot control another person's behavior. So why should I lose my peace? Stoicism teaches us, self-control is our strength. Another person's misconduct isn't the source of our suffering. Our reaction is, have you ever been in a situation like this? A friend's or co-worker's behavior made you angry, upset, or disappointed? But were those things really in your control? If not, then how powerful is it to remain calm in your response? When we apply self-control and awareness in every relationship, peace enters our lives, and our bonds grow stronger. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, not on other people." Tonight, take one example from your own relationships. But did you lose peace over something you couldn't control? From today, try responding with calm instead. You'll see how quickly peace and understanding grow. When you take control of your own response, you become the source of peace and balance, and you influence the lives of others around you. Self-control and awareness are the foundation of every relationship. In the family, in friendships, in the workplace or society, when we use the control we have, we can create peace and understanding. The strength of every relationship lies in my control of my response. As Thomson's journey continues, he enters yet another chapter. Now he will discover how the lessons of death, control, and self-mastery shape the very meaning and purpose of life itself. We read books, meet people, and travel the world searching for the meaning of life. But have you ever wondered, do we really know what our purpose is? Think about it. And what if every moment, every relationship, every hardship was actually teaching us about our life's purpose? Wouldn't we see it differently? And what is the meaning of life? Why am I living? Ancient Stoicism teaches us. Our purpose is to live a meaningful life, not to be consumed by what we cannot control, to transform hardships into lessons, and to live each day with awareness. Have you ever reflected on your own life's purpose? Are your daily actions just habits or steps toward your true purpose? If you began to treat every small moment as part of your purpose, wouldn't your life feel different? The fear of death reminds us of life's limits. The dichotomy of control teaches us strength and peace. Adversity teaches us perseverance and stability. Daily practice brings fullness to life, and temperance in relationships brings harmony. In short, the purpose of life is to understand yourself, grow stronger, and live with awareness. If your daily life is filled with purpose, you don't need to wait for something big. Every moment itself becomes complete. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Life is short, so live every moment with vigilance and inner strength." From today, ask yourself, are my actions just habits, or do they fulfill my purpose? Are the small daily moments adding meaning to my life? As you search for these answers, your life will grow richer and stronger. Life's purpose is not an external reward. It is living with awareness, using the power of your own control, turning adversity into strength, maintaining harmony in relationships and society. Even with fear and hardship, a purposeful life gives strength, joy, and balance. Thomson's journey is nearing its end. In the next chapter, we'll see how all these lessons come together, shaping a perspective you too can apply in your own life. Every chapter of life teaches us something. The fear of death, control, adversity, daily awareness, relationships, each is a chapter of its own. But what happens when they all come together? Think about it. If you could apply all these lessons at once, wouldn't you discover true peace, strength, and purpose? Thomson realizes, when these chapters unite, his life transforms into a complete picture. Have you ever thought, are all aspects of your life working together? Death, fear, adversity, small mindful moments, relationships, and purpose, do they all combine to make your life stronger? If not, what parts can you change? Each chapter joins together to create the wholeness of Thomson's life. And this teaches us the power of Stoicism is not just in thought, but in practice. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you can apply each lesson in life, you will find unshakable peace, balance, and purpose." Tonight, create your own Stoic checklist. Remember the fear of death. Recognize the dichotomy of control. Transform adversity into strength. Practice daily awareness. Show temperance in relationships and society. And live with purpose. Try to practice at least one of these every day. You'll see, slowly your life begins to transform. Joy in Thomson's eyes. Peace on his face. He now knows that even with fear, hardship, and uncertainty, his life is purposeful, strong, and fulfilled. In the final chapter, we'll explore how to apply Thomson's journey as practical wisdom in your own life. This will be the ultimate conclusion of the story. Today, we've traveled through the story: fear of death, control, adversity, daily awareness, relationships, and purpose. But the question remains, are these lessons only part of a story, or can they truly shape your life? Think about it. If you applied each of these teachings, wouldn't your life gain peace, strength, and purpose? Thomson realizes, by combining all these chapters, his life has been completely transformed, and this transformation is possible for anyone. Have you ever thought, are your daily decisions, reactions, and actions shaping the meaning of your life? If not, begin today. Apply each lesson to your real life. Practice at least one chapter every single day. This practice is what makes Stoicism a powerful tool for life. Marcus Aurelius said, "The meaning of life is to live every moment consciously and with inner strength." Tonight, create a simple list for yourself. Which lesson will you apply today? No longer fear what is beyond your control. Turn adversity into strength. Stay mindful in small daily moments. Maintain harmony and understanding in relationships. Live according to your purpose. Take at least one step each day, and you'll see, slowly, life begins to transform. Peace in Thomson's eyes, a smile on his face. He knows Stoic teachings are not just for thought. When lived in practice, they give true meaning and strength to life. In the end, Stoicism teaches us to accept and understand fear, to know the limits of control, to turn adversity into strength, to live each day mindfully, to practice temperance in relationships, to shape life according to purpose. These are what lead us toward peace, strength, and fulfillment.